There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live at Pasig Catholic College. So today, we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com, Makati Medical Center, and Transcom. So before we start, may we invite everybody for a short prayer followed by the singing of the National Anthem and PCC Alma Mater song.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him, all
kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, helas ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di maghihinig, luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsingka, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. And a lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So, yan ang tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong check.
We come from different corners of the world and gathered as children of God. Together under His care, we live a life as role models of His message of love. It is our promise to practice our faith, to hear His word and embrace the world. In charity and justice, we'll walk our path as good citizens in the service of God. We are an evangelizing community. We commit to Catholic education. We promote a culture of excellence in the task of social transformation. We are persons of character and competence.
From different corners of the world and gathered as children of God. Together under His care, we live a life as role models of His message of love. It is a promise to practice our faith, to hear His word and embrace the world.
In charity and justice, we'll walk our path as good citizens in the service of God. We are an evangelizing community. We commit to Catholic education. We promote a culture of excellence in the task of social transformation. We are persons of character and competence. For this gift that our Lord has given, we sing with joy and pray thanksgiving with Mary, our Mother, our God. We are an evangelizing community. We commit to Catholic education. We promote a culture of excellence and the task of social transformation. We are persons. We are persons. We are persons of character and competence.
Okay, so again, welcome everyone. Ready na ba kayo? By the way, my name is Joyce from jobs180.com. I will be your today's host, and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page. So we hope that everybody is excited to learn new things today. Okay, so to officially start today's session, may we invite Ms. Luz Viminda T. Docot, OSA coordinator from Pasig Catholic College for the opening remarks.
Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. Good morning, everyone. Ayan, to our dear students who are participating in this morning event, ayan, thank you very much for taking time out to attend this webinar. To our organizer, most especially Ms. Jede Linabos, our ever busy guidance and counseling coordinator, and of course, our industry partner representatives coming from the different companies participating today. Most especially to jobs180.com for organizing this event. And thank you very much for providing this opportunity to our students. To our program heads, of course, thank you very much for always assisting, supporting, and guiding our students under your program. And most especially to our college dean for always supporting all our activities. One of the most common concerns of graduating students, graduates even, or students seeking employment is not knowing how to market themselves, to pass that series of screenings and eventually secure that dream job or whatever job they are applying for. This morning, we have with us our industry partner representatives to share with us tips and tricks on how to ace that job interview and various strategies on how to better sell their qualification. Ayan. Stand out amongst the many applicants and secure that spot and landing that most awaited job interview. All these privileges and information will be shared with us by our industry partners. These are tried and tested strategies because they are actually the ones practicing them in their own line of profession. So my dear students, our request is just to sit back, relax, and jot down important notes which you think could help in your soon-to-be job hunting activities. So for those who are here with us this morning, congratulations for taking the first step towards achieving your career goal. So take advantage of this Marketing Me Live webinar series. Who knows? Because this activity could be an assistance to you for you to be able to be given the opportunity to find your dream job and end up in a promising career in the not so distant future. So congratulations everyone and God bless us all. That in all things, God may be glorified. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Luz. Maraming salamat po. And as usual, for our audience today, please comment your name, your year, and your course. Kung nag-watch kayo via Jobs 180 YouTube page and Facebook page, so okay lang naman if sa kabila, sa PCC. Pero if nandito kayo, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Okay, so don't forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So kung wala pa sila dito, tawagin nyo na. Nakakapanghinayang naman if mamimiss nila itong opportunity na ito. Okay, so here is our schedule for today. So we have the online applications using ResumeLink by jobs180.com. We also have interview tips by Makati Medical Center and work from home jobs by Transcom. So again, shout out to everyone who is here na. Again, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And as we go along, please type in your questions so we can read it later. And wag kayong mahiya, this is your chance to ask before you face the real adulting thing or the world of work. Okay, so much better kung ngayon pa lang nagpe-prepare na kayo ng questions for our speakers later. Okay, so kilalanin na po natin ang ating unang speaker. So for our first topic, which is online applications using ResumeLink, so we have the managing director from jobs180.com, who has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Again, the managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away.
Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, ito ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na ResumeLink. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So, you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. 'Di ba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or anong mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gaano karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. 'Di ba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. 'Di ba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBI clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is, you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng magandang kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na akit bahay gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon, interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan, blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section. na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na papabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay rin ng HR na papabilis. Because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin, wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nag-submit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon, by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secure na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Alright, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. Maraming salamat po. So, guys, the floor is now open for questions. So, if you have questions for Sir Kim, now is the time to ask questions. So, huwag kayong mahiya, okay? So, while waiting for questions, Sir Kim, ayan, 10:51. Ayan, so I would like to know more about the benefits po of having resume links.
The resume link, marami kasi talagang benefit ang resume link. So I'll just put it in practical application. Number 1, you don't need to wait until the time nag-graduate ka na or naghahanap ka ng trabaho tsaka ka lang gagawa ng resume link. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Because the earlier you can create one, the earlier you can start building your portfolio. So isang benefit yan yung hindi ka kailangang magpanic, no, na ano bang pinaggagawa ko nung first year ako, second year ako, 'di ba, third year ako, ano ba yung mga activities or yung mga things that I can put in here, 'di ba? Hindi mo kailangan yun i-flashback biglaan, no, throwback na isahan. So gawin mo slowly, you build it up. So regardless of your year level, if you're in senior high school, you're in whatever year level sa college, or kung graduate na kayo, if you're listening right now and you're in between jobs, you're professional na graduate na, then you can still create your resume link. Another practical benefit nito is pag meron kang resume link, automatically maraming mga companies na ang kukontak sa inyo depende sa profile na sinet mo. Okay, so you don't need to go through one by one sa mga kumpanya para mag-apply. Instead, you set it up properly and a lot of possible invitation will be coming in your way. Just make sure lang that you open your communication lines para makasagot ka or maka-reply ka pag sila ay tumawag or mag-message sa inyo. Another practical benefit dito is in the future, we'll be having a lot of these kind of events. Mga ganitong talks, tsaka hindi lang talks, pati na rin mga job fair or virtual career fair. So when you have a resume link, automatic, masasendan ka na invitation. Now, it is up to you if you want to respond or not. Ang maganda doon is at least hindi ka nawawala. Di ba? Lagi ka na doon sa sirkulasyon. Ika nga. No? So, you get a lot of benefits out of this. Di ba? Gawa na kayo. Yun yun.
Ayan, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. Parang late sa akin, so sorry guys, parang merong medyo late sa akin ako yung dating. Ayan, so okay, so I think walang question from the audience, but if you have questions, guys, curious kayo about resume link, you may visit our website. It's www.jobs180.com, or my question, you may email us at info@jobs180.com. Sir Kim, your advice na lang po and tips for the graduating. Ay, ito, wait, Sir Kim, may humabol.
May
From
humabol
Miss
ang tanong.
Carla
Okay.
Padilla. Hi Sir Kim, hindi po ba ma-expired ang account ko if ever hindi ko siya ma-update, at bakit po siya libre lang?
Okay.
Salamat.
Sige, dalawang tanong yan, no? Yung mag-expire ba? Wala pong expiry ang account nyo. Perpetual yan, meaning for life. Okay? As in for life. So, kaya una-unahan lang yan eh. When you create your resume link, unahan mo na. Kasi you never know, baka may ibang Carla or may ibang Carla Padilla na nauna pa sa'yo gumawa ng resume link mo, at yun yung gusto mong pangalan or gusto mong resume link. So, well, to answer your question, wala siyang expiry. Okay? Just keep on updating lang anytime or every time na meron kang babaguhin. Okay? So, wala naman siyang parang after 6 months or 1 year, wala na, expired na. No, walang ganun. So, you just update whenever you can update. Now, the other question is, bakit siya free? Okay? Ito yung tanong ko. Bakit siya dapat may bayad? Baliktad, di ba? Ba't natin kailangan i-charge? So, if this is something that is na libre, then mas maraming benefit eh, 'di ba? Mas maraming possible job seekers or kagaya mo, no, possible job seekers, whether active or passive, ang pwede maka-receive ng mga notification, makakatulong tayo. And that is one of our objective. The objective of the company is to be able to make the process now more efficient on both sides. Company ka man or job seeker ka man, mas napapabilis yung paghanap ng trabaho. Now, if you're going to charge job seekers for this one, wala tong bayad, libre to, charge it to friendship lang, no? Maraming friendship to, libre lang. So, pag sakali lang na may bayad ito, then ano yung it defeats the purpose of making it really useful, no, for job seekers. Kasi mangyari na parang hold up yan eh, 'di ba? So wala siyang bayad. Now, you can ask also your school miss or alma mater, no, we are in partnership with them and they believe in this service. That's the reason why they are requiring you to create your resume link. Kasi you get the benefit outweighs a lot of things, eh, 'di ba? So yan yung I hope nasagot ko yung tanong mo, Ma'am Carla. Ayun 'yon. Okay? So yun pa. May delay pa ng konti. Dumarating pa yung sound ko kay kay Ma'am Joyce. Ayan.
Okay, Sir Kim. Thank you so much po. Ayan, sir. So again, your advice na lang and tips, sir, for the graduating students.
Okay, sige. So bago ko sabihin, well, yung advice ko simple lang naman, never give up. No, never give up. Keep on exploring. Try lang ng try. Kapag sa unang pagsubok hindi naging okay, then try again. 'Di ba? Wala naman limit sa dami ng beses na pwede tayo mag-try sa buhay. No? Isa pang paalala ko dito is marami kaming opportunities right now. So shout out lang ako. Shout out to all those who are listening. If you're interested to explore for OJT or internship opportunities, kami po mismo sa jobs180.com, marami kaming hiring, marami kaming openings para sa internship tsaka sa OJT. All you need to do is go to our website, which is jobs180.com/ Jobs 180. Okay, hanapin mo lang kami. Kami mismo yan. Okay? Now, another thing that you can do is to explore then or to share to your friends or relatives kung meron kayong kilala na naghahanap for IT, to be specific, this is for web development and also for customer support because we have full-time positions for those two positions right now. Marami kaming mga hiring din. No? So kahit pandemic, maraming opportunities. 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila, when one door closes, another window opens. 'Di ba? Parang ganoon siya. So ganoon lang 'yan. Marami pang pagkakataon na pwede pang makakapaghanap ng trabaho. So please check us out and also explore your school career portal. Nakita mo sa screen, nagsuscroll, schools.jobs180.com/PCC. Check out nyo yung link na yan. Marami kayong makita mga opportunities. Okay?
All right. So thank you so much, Sir Kim. Maraming salamat po for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Kim. So let's now proceed to our next speaker, who will talk about interview tips. So an HR professional with more than 15 years working experience in human resources, specializing in talent acquisition and a certified recruitment and selection professional. She used to work in the banking industry for more than 6 years, where she handled branch banking group and corporate positions. Aside from recruitment and selection, she also had an experience in organizational development and HRIS. At present, she is the Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist in Makati Medical Center for almost 8 years. Her role involves end-to-end recruitment process for various key positions in the medical group. Again, the HR specialist from Makati Medical Center, Ms. Rhea Maureen Neri-Orense. Hi, Ms. Rhea. Good morning po.
Hi, team. Good morning. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Joyce and team. So, thank you. It's been my privilege to speak to you and share with you my experience about talent acquisition. So, particularly for this morning, we'll discuss more on how to dress for success and how to handle common interview questions. Now, before we start, let me share
All
with
right.
you 3 fun facts about
Ms.
job
Rhea.
interview. Hello? Can
All
you
right,
hear
ma'am.
me,
I'll leave it
Joyce?
to it po. I'll see you po after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good
All right,
luck,
all
Ms.
right.
Rhea.
Thank you, Joyce, again. Thank you, Joyce. Now, again, so before we start, let me share with you 3 fun facts about job interview. So, fan fact number 1. First, you have only 7 seconds to make a strong first impression. So that's why they're saying that the first impression would usually last. So make sure that you smile, you present yourself well, and you speak clearly. Fan fact number 2. 118 people apply for a single job on the average. So the average number of people who tend to apply for a single job is 118, while only 20% of them get to be interviewed. And fun fact number 3, so I guess this is very timely. This is one of our topic for this morning. 71% of employers wouldn't hire someone who doesn't follow the appropriate dress code. So they say that the style is a way to say who you are without having to speak. So you may have great qualities and winning attitude, but if you don't dress to impress, then more likely you'll have a hard time landing a job. All right. So let's start. So I want to share with you guys 4 pointers or 4 tips to remember on how to dress for success. So my tip number 1, know the corporate culture before your interview. So basically, do your research. So syempre, 'di ba, before kayo mag-attend with your job interview, make sure that you check on the company website, what industry are they or what position you're applying for. Or if you're not really sure, hindi nyo talaga makita or hindi nyo mahanap yung company na yon, then you can also ask your interviewer. So definitely, di ba, during naman the invitation, they would state there if they have any preference with the attire any preference in terms of the attire during the interview. Now, my tip number 2, so keep it clean and press. So make sure what you wear looks neat and clean. So let's avoid yung mga gym outfit or even yung mga party outfit. So maybe we can save that later sa mga other corporate event once you're already hired. Now, tip number 3 is you also pay attention to your grooming. So check, kamusta ba yung hair ninyo? What about your nails? Now, we usually use Zoom or Viber or video call. So kindly check also on how Ito lang naman upper part of your body. So check on that. And also your accessories. And the most important, the interviewer should remember your skills and your experience, but not your outfit alone. So let your talent shine through. Now, I want to share also with you an example of appropriate or recommended attire. Let's start first for the ladies. So this is an example. So you can see here, so medyo mahaba yung hair niya. So my suggestion is you can either tie it up or you can just pull it back para your face is also visible. Now, check also your hair makeup. I know that most of you are fresh graduates or just about to start your career. So, make sure that your makeup is also age appropriate. So, wag naman masyadong exaggerated or yung, alam mo yun, yung mukhang party looking. Also, your hair. So, as much as possible, your natural hair color is the recommended. But if you have a hair color, please also do check if, for example, kasi you get hired in the companies. I know some companies are very strict also in terms of the hair color. Now, with the accessories, a simple earrings or a simple necklace will do. And then, here in the example, you can see that this lady is not wearing something with collar. But my suggestion is that no sleeveless, pero make sure na may collar din yung isusuot ninyo. Now, if ever it's a face-to-face interview, either you wear slacks or you wear skirt. So, yung slacks, preferably in dark color, safe is to wear black. Or kung skirt naman, make sure it's not too short, not too tight. And then, kung merong shoes, at least 1 to 2 inches. Now, for the female or for the male, so eto, alam ko na uso ngayon yung mga long hair for the male, but let's cut it. So make sure your hair is short and neat. No hair color as much as possible. Wear long sleeves. So, most of the time, tinatanong din ako nito should I wear necktie ba? So, that actually depends on the industry that you're applying for. I think for banking and finance, they're very particular about this. But if not, then, maybe for the initial interview, you can just wear long sleeves. And then if you're invited for the next interview, then you can opt to wear necktie. And then you can also wear a simple watch. Now, if it's a face-to-face, you wear slacks. So, also preferably in dark color. And check also the color of your belt. So the color of your belt should also match the color of your shoes. And please, please, do not wear white socks. So always wear black socks during a face-to-face interview. Now, quick question. Let's do a survey. So if, for example, you are invited for a job interview, what color will you wear? So this is not a political question kasi may mga ibang colors dito na may mga political association now. But what color would you choose? So you have blue, black, white, and red. All right. Now, according to a US studies conducted among HR managers and HR professionals, they selected blue as the most recommended color to wear during the interview. So why daw? Because this color is often associated with being a team player, credible, and honest person. Wow! So may advantage na pala kung naka-blue ka during the interview. Now, it's followed by black because black is often associated with being confident, authority figure, and leadership abilities. And of course, white, so I guess this is the safest color because this is often associated with being clean and organized. So avoid wearing red. So they say though that wearing red is often associated with being rebellious and aggressive. Now that we already know what to wear, so my suggestion again, so different industries have different expectations on how candidates should dress. So the appropriate dress code can vary greatly depending on the company, industry, and location. So a single glance is enough for someone to form an opinion of you, an opinion based on your demeanor, body language, and how you dress in your interview clothes. So our main motivation should be to pick an interview outfit that is professional and respect while allowing ourselves to shine. So now that we already know what to wear during the interview, now let's prepare for the second half of your application. So I guess this is the most crucial part of your application. So this is the job interview. And these are the common interview questions asked by your recruiter. So I think the first question here, so si Kim kanina, I think na-mention niya to. So question number 1, tell me something about yourself. So whenever you're asked by your interviewers here, so medyo tricky kasi to. So, but I guess this is the part where you are given the chance to introduce yourself. So this is like your sales and your marketing pitch. So state your name. You can share about your educational background. If you're active in your school organization, make sure that you also mention that. And if you have working experience, then you can also describe about your current role and what you love most about your job. Second, how do you hear about this position? So again, how do you hear about this position? So this shows naman your interest about the company. So are you following their social media platform? Do you check their page? And if you know someone working in that particular company, so make sure that you mention that during the interview because they say that it gives you better chances of getting hired if you know someone within the organization kasi that person can vouch for you. 'Di ba? If you are like for example, if you are referred by a friend of yours or a colleague, then more likely the HR would ask that referrer kung kamusta ba to or how is this person during your previous work. Why do you want to work here? So the interviewer wants to know how passionate you are for the position. So meaning what motivates you to apply. So be very specific about this. So explain why did you choose to apply for this company and why for this particular position. Okay. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? So eto most of the time sasabihin na hindi ko naman po alam kung ano mangyayari sa akin after 5 years. But you know what we want to hear are your career aspiration and your goals. What are your hopes? So maybe you're just starting out with your career but you may explain na ano ba mga plans mo in the coming years. So would you fit it dun sa long-term career ba or long-term plans ba of the company? What is your commitment level? And lastly, do you have any questions to ask me? So personally, I would ask my applicants about this because it's a way for me to check if I was able to explain, maybe the interview process, if the person have any questions regarding the role. So basically, just to make sure that everything was explained clearly to that applicant. Now, before we end, I want to leave with you with this quote. So, the secret of acing a job interview is to stop believing in luck and start believing in yourself. So, thank you very much. That has been my part. You've been a great audience, and I hope I was able to, give you some useful tips on how to prepare for your job interview. So, good luck, guys, and stay safe. Back to you, Joyce.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Rhea. Ayan. Medyo may
Hi,
delay lang po sa
Joyce.
akin ng konti. I'm sorry,
Yes.
guys. So, I'm trying to,
Also,
ayan.
sorry, magsha-shoutout na rin pala ako. So, make sure that you also check Makati Medical Center. So, if you know someone or maybe you yourself, you're interested to apply. So, there's may link dyan sa baba. Or you may also go to our website. So, Makati Medical Center. Our positions naman is posted also there.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so guys, the floor is now open for questions. So if you have questions for Miss Rhea, okay, so pwede na kayo mag-ask. Ayan, intindihin nyo na medyo may delay lang, may tech
May
problem
delay
lang
ba?
dito.
Okay.
Pero
Live
okay
kasi
lang yan,
tayo,
kayanin
kaya.
natin. Opo. Nangyayari ito guys pag live talaga. Ayan, so ayan, ma'am, first question.
Go ahead,
Wala pa
Miss
tayo, may
Joyce.
question tayo from outside ng Facebook. So, they would like to know po if you are offering internship or OJT po for the graduating students.
Well, actually, for now, there are limited positions, but they can send us naman the application and then we can ask our department. So, you may send us directly or siguro check na lang din dun sa website din ni Makati Med. Or you may also send your application. So, our email address, recruitment at makatimed.net.ph. Then they may send out the ano na lang, the proposal and then their resume. So again, that's recruitment at makatimed.net.ph.
Ayan. So, thank you, ma'am. Ayan. Nakakainis yung internet ko ngayon. Hindi ko alam kung internet ba siya or ano. So, may question dito, ma'am. So, Miss Joyce, pwede po bang i-ask ang speaker for interview tips? May mga friends po kasi kami na after one interview, after noon ay bumagsak. So, first interview, ma'am, no? Experience nila, bagsak na agad ng interview and napanghihinaan na daw po ng loob. Ano po yung tips na pwede niyong ibigay para bumalik ulit yung enthusiasm nila and positivity nila para ulit po ay attend ng interviews?
Okay, that's a very good question. Actually, I would always tell that to my applicants as well. Even yung mga fresh grad. Kasi di ba sometimes magsisend ka ng 10 application, you get invited to one or two companies, then unfortunately, yung isa doon is magfe-fail. So, my suggestion is that you keep on sending pa rin, you keep on applying, and then you also check on yourself. Kasi it's possible na it's not always about you. So it might also be about the company. So maybe during that time, hindi ka palang fitted for the position, or maybe hindi ka palang you're not yet the right person for the job. So, or hindi ka then match with the culture or maybe the position that you're applying for. So my suggestion is you keep on trying and you keep applying and you also prepare. Kasi di ba, if for example, if it's your first time to attend the interview, so maybe kinakabahan ka pa, hindi ka pa 100% prepared. So make sure that you attend the next interview with another company. Make sure you are better prepared na. So, kaya it's important that you do your research about the company as well. So, apply lang na apply. So, more likely naman talaga there's a job more fitted for you. And then, yun yung sabi ni Kim earlier, that maybe, after a few years, if you're really interested with that company, then you can reapply as a better applicant this time.
Thank you, ma'am. So, we have question po from the audience. So, from Ms. Carla Padilla. Hello po, is it appropriate to ask the salary during the interview?
Okay. So, thank you for that question, Carla. Actually, in the Philippine setup, some companies are very particular about this one. So, my suggestion is you research about the company, or if you know someone working there, kasi depende sa culture yun eh. I know some companies, they're very strict about it. They do not disclose. But I know some companies who's very much open. Na minsan, di ba, nakikita niyo yun even in the website or even in their job posting. But during the interview, you can politely ask naman. So mararamdaman nyo naman yun eh during the interview if it's something that you can ask. Siguro it's on how you ask your interviewer. But yun nga, kasi depende. So some traditional companies, they get turned off whenever you ask this question. Pero some companies naman, they appreciate. So know the industry and the culture of that company you're applying for.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So, another one from Ms. Shara Jane de Guzman. Sa question na, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Makaka-apekto po ba sa pag-hire sa'yo if ang magiging sagot mo is nasa mas higher position ka na in different company?
Okay. So, yeah, thank you again for that, Shara. Actually, this one, it's also applicable depending also on the culture or on the environment. Kasi, well, kasi kung mabawasan natin siya, di ba, whenever you are being interviewed and you would see yourself in other company, definitely medyo parang it's an off already for your recruiter. So maybe there's a better way for you to say it. So you can rephrase your answer, or better yet, you can just state generally that you want to get promoted, or you're open to opportunities, or a very aggressive, or you're very how do you call that, career oriented person. So medyo technically it's true, pero hindi mo sinasabi na parang it's in a different company. So maybe it's more on how you would want to take your career to the next level.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so guys, okay, may Pwede pa kayo mag-ask ng questions. So,
Yeah.
eto ma'am, ang question naman, after the interview po, the interviewer usually ask the applicant po if they have questions regarding the job offer or mismo sa interviewer. What kind of questions po ba should you not ask an interviewer? Or may ganun ba? May dapat bang hindi
Okay.
tinatanong during the interview?
Okay. Actually, you can ask anything naman to your interviewer, but not a personal question. Kasi, since I've been in the industry for more than 15 years, I would answer any other questions, but not on a personal. Like, kasi sometimes, para kasi the purpose of the interview is to screen and to, it's more on a professional level. So, you asking, like, kasi I had this, parang any experience on asking about your, like, for example, personal status, are you married? So, yung mga ganon. So, siguro yung mga ganong questions, let's avoid that. You can ask about the role, about the culture, how is it working in the company, what do you exactly look for in the employee. So, things like that, but never a personal question towards your interviewer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, Miss Rhea. Another one from Miss DK Agoncillo. So, good morning po. Ano po ba ang tamang answer pag nagtanong si HR kung negotiable ba ang salary expectation?
All right. Thank you for that, DK. Actually, DK, the answer totally depends on you. So the reason naman we're asking about the salary negotiation is to check on what would be the range that is acceptable for you. So kapag ka tinanong ka and it's something that is not negotiable for you, then you can, state it to the person that this is at least the minimum that you're willing to accept, and anything below this is something so you might not consider, but depends on the role, depending on the benefits and other perks of the company.
Alright, thank you, ma'am. Nakakainis naman yung internet ko. Ang bagal ng balik sa akin ng ayan,
Nice.
ng salita. Opo, okay. So, one last question, ma'am. So,
Go
um,
ahead.
on the HR side naman, ma'am, 'di ba? May mga HR na they tell their applicants na I'll call you after the interview. So, hindi sinasabi agad kung ano yung result ng interview. Usually, yung applicante po, so usually yung aplikante, iba yung expectation niya. So, hindi niya alam kung ano expect niya after the interview. So, what would be your tips po? On the HR side po, dapat po ba sinasabi right away yung result ng interview?
Okay. Well, actually, I think it's also, kumbaga, respectful din dun sa applicant to share. So, just to siguro to share, me personally, I would outright tell you if, I'm interested or I will be sending out your application. At least the applicant would prepare or can prepare for the next interview. And if sometimes kung may mga other questions pa ako, or maybe this applicant, I would like to compare for with other candidates, I would also inform you. And siguro yung mga nagtatanong din na curious sila na parang how long po ba ako dapat nag-wait for a feedback with the HR. So normally naman yun, the process time, well, actually depende din kasi dun sa industry. So but on the average, it's at least 1 to 2 weeks. So anything siguro more than 2 weeks, maybe we could say na slimmer yung chances that you'll be considered for the position. But to be sure, just to be safe, you can ask and follow up your interviewer and ask kung what happened with your application, and is this meron ka bang pwedeng gawin, or meron bang something missing with the application that you can share for them to better decide if you are fitted for the position. So there, usually at least 1 to 2 weeks yung hihintayin natin.
Alright, so thank you so much, Miss Rhea. Maraming salamat po. I think wala na pong questions from the audience. Your advice and tips na lang, ma'am, for the graduating students before we end the
Thank you.
session.
Yeah, thank you, Joy. So my advice for you, my dear graduates and fresh graduates. So it's a matter of lang talaga, preparation and perseverance. So maybe at first, hindi yun nga yung question kanina, maybe you will get disheartened if you are not accepted dun sa first interview mo. So don't worry about that. Think of it as an experience. And then from that experience, learn from that and then improve yourself. And then keep on applying. Somewhere out there, yung right job for you is waiting. So be hopeful and persevere ka lang. So, and also make sure that you also prepare.
All right. Thank you so much po, Miss Rhea. Maraming salamat for joining us today. We wish to have
Thank
you
you
on our
also,
next set of webinars.
Joyce.
Ingat, ma'am. Ingat po.
Stay safe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, for our third speaker for today, talking about effective interviewing skills. I'm sorry, work from home jobs. Okay, so we have the sourcing manager from Transcom, a nursing graduate of Philomer Christian University and a registered nurse. He has been working in the BPO industry for 15 years, 8 years of those in recruitment, mainly in sourcing. He has experience working as a CSR, TSR, and team lead, then switched to recruitment for a supervisory role, and currently the sourcing manager. Again, the sourcing manager from Transcom, Mr. Mark Anthony Denilla. Hi, Sir Mark.
Hi Joyce, good morning. Thanks for that introduction and good morning to everyone.
Welcome. Glad to see you again, Sir Mark. Sorry, may delay lang on my end. Pero, ayan, so, okay, so, all right, so your screen is up po. So, I'll see you after 20 minutes for the Q&A, Sir Mark. Good luck po.
Okay, thank you. So again, good morning everyone, and I hope everybody is safe, and I hope you can hear me well. Okay, so my topic for today is work from home jobs. So tips on the requirements for work from home setup. Okay, so work from home opportunities increased, especially when pandemic happened, as most companies were forced to adapt from working on site to working from home for the safety of everybody. Okay, so here on my first slide, these are the most common work from home jobs available today. But the list or the opportunities is not limited, no, with the list that I have. So of course, BPO, from the BPO industry. So you have several positions which has a work from home setup. So you have your customer service representatives or technical support representatives. You have telemarketers, healthcare accounts, and then of course you have ESL, or English as second language, so online English teachers. So even before the pandemic, they do have work from home setup. IT positions like programmers, web developers, app developers. You have virtual assistants, medical coders or transcriptionists, content writers, data analysts, human HR and recruitment, accountant and bookkeeping, and of course graphic artist. But again, as what I've mentioned, no, aside from the list that I have here, there's a lot of different roles that caters to work from home setup. Okay, so for those who will work from home, no, in the future, once you applied, or once you after you've graduated and applied, it's possible that you will land a job which has a work from home setup. So we have what we call telecommuting app. So basically, the telecommuting app protects employees who are working from home. So it would just indicate that you would have the same benefits like those employees who are working on site. So yun yung telecommuting app. Okay, so first, of course, same treatment should be given to work from home employees, just like with your on-site employee. And then fair treatment, same with rate of pay, benefits, and rest days. Hindi pa pwede na, let's say you're working on site, then yung then once your employer will say that, oh sige, mag-work from home ka na, pero babaan namin yung sweldo mo. So that's a no. Also, labor code applies to work from home employees, just like on-site employees. So basically, I just want you to be aware of this act in case you're gonna be working from home. All right. For next slide, ano what are the basic requirements for work from home employees. There are companies that provides this equipments that I have on the list to employees. There are other roles as well that you should be the one who's gonna be providing your own equipment. So basically, of course, desktop PC or laptop. And then some companies will have a certain spec, especially processors or RAM, na requirement for you to um, to be qualified for this kind of setup. So, but again, if the company will provide you your own, will provide the desktop PC or laptop, that won't be a problem. So let's say for online English teaching, so usually online teachers provides their own equipment. So online teaching companies would give a certain requirement for the processor or for the RAM. Like for example, your RAM should be 4 gigabyte or 8 gigabyte. So that would really depend on the company. Of course, this is very important, stable internet connection. As what I've mentioned, for those companies who provides equipment, it's either they will give you a wireless device that provides internet connection or an internet allowance so that you can apply and connect for your own internet connection. All right. Noise canceling headphones. So of course, this would be very important for customer service positions in which you have to talk to customers. And then yung HD webcam, it depends on the role. So one example again are online English teachers. So you need to have an HD webcam. UPS, uninterruptible power supply. So this is recommended. Some won't require you to have this, but of course, for you to be productive and for your work not to be uninterrupted, okay, you need to have this. My recommendation is for you to have two: one for your PC or laptop, and another one for your router. Because let's say there's a power outage. Let's say you're a customer service representative, right? So you're talking to a customer, then a power outage happens. So you will be disconnected, as of course yung power supply at saka yung internet mawawala. But if you have a UPS connected to your PC and to your router, so even there's a power outage, your PC or laptop won't automatically turn off, as there would be a backup power supply. So you have time to close the call or save the documents that you're working on, and then save the documents, and of course turn off your PC until the power from your UPS would last. Okay, and of course it's very important to have a good working space. Okay, so when you say good working space, there should be limited distraction, limited noise, as these are common challenges when working from home. Okay. So what are the challenges when working from home? Of course, number one, time management. No. So globally, it's being practiced to have schedules, working schedules, shift schedules. So most standard schedule, sabihin na natin 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. So this structure is in place because it's effective. You need to have a certain time for work, a time for rest, and a time for fun. Now, if you're gonna be shifted from working on site to working from home, this structure or this process will be disrupted. So maybe some of us will think, hey, salamat, I'm gonna be working from home. So it's like freedom of time. But it it will tend to you will tend to be less productive, and then of course there will be some distractions with your personal and professional life, which is also number two. So may blurred line done. So it's very important to be aware of this challenge so that you can overcome it when working from home. Okay, I'm gonna explain on the next slide after this one how to overcome these challenges. Of course, number three, distractions. Pag nasa bahay ka, if you have your own family, you have kids, maingay. Let's say you're single, you have your parents or your siblings, right? So here, with the distractions, it could also it could distract your focus sa trabaho mo. Okay. Number four, reduce supervision and direction. We have our bosses, right, in the on site, so their main purpose is to maintain your focus and provide feedback if what you're doing is correct or if it's wrong. Okay, now if you're working from home, there will be less supervision and direction, okay, from your supervisors or your leaders. Of course, five, communication and coordination. Well, it's a challenge if you're working on site, and if you need support, you can just easily tap your colleague, right? Just right beside you. Right now, you have to send a message using, a messaging platform, let's say Skype or Google Chat, and sometimes it would take time for your colleague or for your supervisors to respond to your concern. Okay, social isolation. We human beings are social animals, right? So if we're working from home, we will feel a bit of we'll feel isolated. Okay, which could be a challenge as well. Okay, and of course, dress code doom. So if we're working from home, let's say you just woke up before, let's say na mag-set ka ng alarm 8 to 5 ka, you're gonna set an alarm, gising ka ng, like 5 a.m., be ready by 6 and travel to work, give it take 1 to 2 hours. So you dress into your business attire or your office attire. So with work from home, of course, let's say some of us, pagkagising, we're still in our pajamas, right? Just like this guy here. So you're still in your pajamas and just gonna go to your laptop and, do the work. But, there's a connection. Pag sinabing pajama, it's sleep. So sometimes you tend to procrastinate. So yun yung nasa utak natin eh. So let's say, but if you're on a casual attire, on an office attire, even if you're working from home, then your mind is telling you that you need to work. So you tend to be more productive. Okay, so even for me, no, personal, even on my personal experience, before when I started working from home, I'm less productive pag nakapangbahay lang ako. Why? So sometimes if I'm doing a task, I can stop what I'm doing and then do a household chore. Kasi nakapangbahay lang naman ako eh. But if nakapag pang office or naka-business attire ako, even I'm working from home, I'm in the zone that I need to work. So let's say household chore. Well, I won't do a household chore kasi syempre baka madumihan yung damit ko. So that's what I did for me to be more productive when I'm working from home, and I'm currently still working from home. Okay? So tips on how to be productive working from home. So one is develop a ritual. Okay. So when we were working on site, as what I've mentioned earlier, you have your ritual. So let's say set the alarm at 5 a.m., breakfast and prepare and be ready by 6, travel from home to office 2 hours. So at 8, I'll be in the office and then work until 5. So again, this will be disrupted, right? Once you work from home, once you shift from working on site to working from home. So once you start working from home, you need to develop a process or a system in place for you to be productive with the work from home setup. Okay, number two, set expectations. You need to set expectations with your family. So during this time, I'm currently working, so please minimize the noise. I don't want to be distracted. So you need to set these expectations with your family members, or kung sino man yung kasama mo. Let's say you're staying in an apartment with friends. Okay. Manage your time wisely. This is very important. For me, what worked for me is Pomodoro method, in which I'll explain later. Because I tend to procrastinate. No, so let's say I'm working in a task, and then I'll get distracted and work on another task, which is not work related. So I did apply this Pomodoro technique, in which explain in a bit. Okay. Number 4, provide updates. So, syempre, you're working from home, your boss or your supervisors won't be able to see what you're doing, no? Unlike if you're in the office. So you need to provide updates from time to time. Now, let's say, hey boss, yung task na binigay niyo sa akin, I'm already at this stage. I'm already 50% done. So this is what I'm currently doing. So at least they're aware on the progress of your work. Okay. 5, use timestamps. Track and document your activity. So first, you can do this for you to see if what you're currently doing is effective, or sometimes kasi we lost track with the time eh. So sometimes you feel that um, ilang oras ka na nagtatrabaho, but in reality pala, it's just like 1 hour pa lang because the other 3 hours, iba-iba yung ginagawa mo, which is not work related. So using timestamp, you can monitor your progress. So for example, there should be like a time, let's say 8 a.m. to 8:30. Let's say I updated my trackers, and then syempre then may 15-minute break, then let's say 9:15 to 10 a.m. ito naman yung ginawa ko. Okay. Eliminate digital distraction. So syempre if you're using a laptop, sometimes we open another tab, let's say our Facebook account. So if you're working, no, then you shift into your you click on your social media account or your Facebook profile, you would see a comment, and then you're gonna read that comment, and then you'd lost track of time, and then you'll just realize that you're reading the comment section for an hour, right? So you need to eliminate that as much as possible. Don't open websites or social media accounts in your PC or laptop when you're working. And of course, it's very important, balance. Balance is always the key. Um, you need to have separate time for your personal life, for your work. Overwork is not good. Under utilization of your working hours is not good as well. So balance is the key. Okay. Now going back to the Pomodoro method, no, and for some it could work for some, no, but for the others, if you have your own, system on how to be productive, you're free to do so. Okay. For the Pomodoro method, no, we humans kasi we need instant gratification, so that's why we tend to procrastinate. Okay, so first is, no, you choose your task. So let's say I need to update this tracker. Okay, so I can do this for 50 minutes, for example. So I'll divide it, no, so I'll set a timer. So I'm gonna start working on it for 25 minutes. Okay, and then after 25 minutes, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. And then I'll go back to what I'm working, and then tatapusin ko siya. So another 25 minutes, no? Then after 4 pomodoros, after 4 25 minutes na nagtatrabaho ka, reward yourself again with a 20 to 30-minute break. Okay, so yung instant reward mo or yung instant gratification mo would be the breaks. Okay, so you can, there's a lot of articles online on how to further use this kind of method. So, but these are the basic instructions for Pomodoro method. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so I think that's my slide, no, on how to be productive when working from home. Okay, so some of you will have an opportunity, to have this kind of setup in the future. Working from home has its own pros and has its own consequences as well. Okay, so what's very important is that if you're working from home or if you're working on site, is that you can maximize your productivity, and you'd be happy with what you're doing, so that it can help you reach your career goals in the future. Okay. So about us, okay, about Transcom, no, about my company. So we are a global customer experience specialist now with customer service representatives and technical support representatives worldwide. So our site here, we have 5 sites in the, I'm sorry, 6 in the Philippines. So our main headquarters is in Mandaluyong, but our operations, we have 2 sites in Pasig. So one is in Ayala 30th Corporate Center, and another one is in Frontera Verde. And then our provincial sites in Bacolod and Iloilo, and currently in Davao, work at home agents, but our site will also open soon. Okay. Right now for Pasig, the big chunk of what we're looking for are customer service representative and TSR, especially for our electronics account. Okay. This is a work at home setup, but again, it's not a guarantee. It would depend on your performance after your training. But the training will happen on site. So training will happen on site, and then once you after your training, depends on your scorecards, and it depends on the operations, you will be given the opportunity to work at home. Okay. And these are our employee benefits. Okay, so we pride ourselves to have this malasakit factor to our employees. So we keep on, adding more benefits that would help, our employees. And our recruitment process, so you can go to our Transcom page or Facebook page for you to apply, okay, to our positions, or you can go to our page here in Jobs 180, jobs180.com/Transcom. Okay, so let's say you're going to apply in jobs180.com. What will happen is reverse process. So once we receive your application through Jobs 180, our recruitment team will call you for an HR interview. And then once you pass your HR interview, you will be provided a link, which is our what we call Higher IQ, which is an online assessment. Okay. Then once you pass your online assessment, you'll be scheduled for an ops interview, which is the final interview. And then once you pass your final interview, will be your onboarding. So everything is virtual. You can do this at the comfort or at the safety of your home. Okay. So let's say if you're gonna apply to our FB page, then our chatbot will provide a series of questions to see your qualifications. And if you meet the qualifications, our chatbot will provide you a higher IQ link. Once you pass your higher IQ, then next would be HR interview, in which our recruitment team will conduct your initial interview. And then, of course, final interview. And if you pass, onboarding. Okay. So that's all for my topic today. So I hope everyone, learned something and can apply and implement the tips that I gave for work from home setup. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Sir Mark. So again, glad to have you again po.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, Joyce.
Ayan, so all right. So guys, the floor is now open for questions. So if you have questions regarding working from home, okay, now is the time to ask. Okay, Sir Mark, meron tayong iwang question kanina, no? So, um, ayan, so balikan lang po natin. So, good morning po. Ask ko lang po kung nakaka-apekto po ba sa pag-hire ng applicant ang mga may tattoo?
Okay. Hi, John. So, for that question, that would depend on the company that you're applying for. There are companies that are very traditional and conservative, and they will have their own preferences. No, so tattoos can be a part of that. But there are companies that are very open. I think I can assume that most BPO companies doesn't mind for you having a tattoo. But again, there would be other companies or other industries that are a bit sensitive to that as well. So it really depends. So again, when you apply, check the companies that you're applying for, and see if it's okay with them. If it's okay with them to have a tattoo, so check their culture, check with the employees working with that company, so that at least you'll be prepared.
All right. Thank you, Sir Mark. Okay, so guys, if you have questions regarding working from home, okay, so type na lang yung questions and we'll read it po. Okay? So habang naghihintay ng questions, Sir Mark, may questions akong ready. So for the graduating students, what are the different kinds of work from home jobs they can explore po? And
Well,
some
right
of them
now,
are
mhm,
looking for OJTs,
mhm.
internships po.
Okay, so for work from home opportunities, again, there's a lot of opportunities for a work from home setup right now, especially in the BPO industry. So, merong temporary work from home. There's a possibility that you can go back on site anytime once things, goes back to normal. There are other permanent work from home as well. So, that would depend on the industry again. No? So may mga BPOs, let's say for BPO industry, may mga BPOs that na brick and mortar pa din, or you have to work on site. There are some that offers work from home temporarily. Meron ding iba permanent. There are other roles or jobs that even before the pandemic, no, work from home na yung setup. For example, virtual assistants. So it's one job na very popular right now. So permanent work from home yon. So you will be supporting clients in other countries as a virtual assistant. So again, that would depend on the industry, but nevertheless, there will be opportunities for work from home, temporarily or permanent, and there are opportunities to work on site. So you just need to pick one that you prefer. OJTs, yes, internships. There are companies that provides work from home. Okay, and internships. There are some who also who is limited na yung internships nila should be on site. Depende din sa industry. So, di ba? So let's say if you're a nurse and you're at magi-intern ka as a nurse, then you really have to do it in the hospital. You can't do it working from home, right? So that would depend on the industry as well. Right now, medyo I think across the industry naman, no, medyo nag-limit lang yung internships because of the pandemic. But I think it's slowly going back to normal na as companies are opening up again for internships. So if you want to apply as an intern to a company, so just feel free to send your application, and most I would say naman that these companies will let you know if they're looking for one or not.
All right. Thank you, Sir Mark. So we have a question from Sir John Neil Pertuason. So, can a former employee of Transcom who got terminated 7 years ago apply again in Transcom?
Okay. Hi, John. So, if it's terminated, it depends on the reason why you're terminated. So, my recommendation is you need to reach out to our recruitment team, and then our recruitment team will coordinate with our human resource, with our HR, and then depends on the decision or on the evaluation, right? So they will get back. Our recruitment team will get back to you if you're still qualified to reapply or not.
Okay, another question. Oh, same lang pala. So, I think he was terminated, sir, at the end of his training. So, parang ganun yung ano niya,
Mhm.
question niya. Okay. So, another question po is why others think that working remotely is not a long-term business solution?
Mm, if you're an employer, there are several factors, no, that it should be a short-term goal, no. So again, it depends on the kind of role that you're working on. Eh. So if I'm an employer, um, there are challenges working from home that could limit the productivity of my employee, right? So that's why most companies or employers would still prefer their employees to work on site. With this, with consideration of if you're working on site, there could be supervision, data privacy as well, right? So I think right now most industries and companies are very sensitive to that. So data privacy, of course, supervision, guidance, and limited distractions. And for those reasons, um, employers and companies would still prefer their employees to work on site compared to working from home. That's why when things gets back to normal, the work from home opportunity would decrease. Okay, but definitely it's gonna be there. There would always be roles and jobs that has work from home opportunities na set up.
All right, thank you, sir. So, one last question po. Working from home employees po need to detach and isolate themselves from the rest of the family to avoid distractions po, no? So the question is there an emotional effect po from enforced isolation, especially for the extrovert ones?
Yes, definitely. So again, that's why what I've said earlier, balance is the key. So no, so we just need to manage our time wisely. No, again, I mentioned earlier we are social animals, right? So we need to socialize with our family, with friends. So that's why you need to allocate your time wisely. So you need to allocate time for work, allocate time for your personal life, and or for your family, and of course allocate time to rest as well, as your body needs to to rest after your working hours and fun hours. So again, the key here is balance. So you just need to manage your time effectively, set up a process or a system that would work for you, and then you'll be fine.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Mark. So, ay, ang tagal no balik sa akin daw ng audio. Ayan, so, sir, advice na lang po and tips for the graduating students.
Okay, so for the graduating students, again, always choose what you feel is best for you. Okay, you will encounter failures with your with your interviews. So just be consistent. Just be consistent, no, with your application. Let's say if you're gonna fail your interview, just keep on trying until you land that job that you're looking for. So right now, there are opportunities right now, no, to apply as well, has expand. Before, you have to go on site, right? You have to go on site to apply. Well, right now, with the internet and technology that we have, opportunities, no, channels in which you can explore opportunities is vast. So you need to take advantage of this technology, for you to land the job that is fit for you, and the job that you want.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Sir Mark. Maraming salamat po for joining us today. We wish to have you on our next set of webinars. Maraming salamat, ingat po, Sir Mark.
You're welcome, Joyce, and thanks as well. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye po. So, if you're interested to apply, guys, at Transcom, you may visit jobs180.com/transcom. Okay, so again, it's jobs180.com/transcom. Okay, so I think if we do not have any questions, this is where we end our Okay, so please do not forget to evaluate this event. The link is flashed on your screen and is also available at the comment section. So again, reminder, guys, you have two attendance for today. Okay, first po yung registration link na nanggaling kay jobs180.com, and then itong evaluation link na nanggaling mismo po sa school nyo, sa PCC. Okay, so mas importante itong evaluation link. So please evaluate this event. Okay, so we would like to thank also each one of you guys for staying throughout the event. We hope that the webinar helps you be prepared in the world of work. Okay, and of course, we would like to thank PCC, especially Ms. Jeday Kilapo, for collaborating with jobs180.com. We would like to thank also the following sponsors for today. And again, Jobs 180 is looking for OJT. So if you're interested, please submit your resume link. Of course, you have to create resume link. Kung wala pa, create now and submit it at jobs180.com or jobs180/jobs180. And of course, we are also hiring, sabi nga Sir Kim kanina, for a customer support role and IT officer for web development. So again, please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180, or you may email us at info@jobs180.com. Okay, so please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. Please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you're welcome, guys, to join in on those sessions too. So program is finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan. We will see you soon and have a great afternoon. Ingat!
At Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. We provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy.